Last Sunday, towards the end, one phase of electric supply was cut off. So this side there was no light, but still we could go on. Today it has started with a few such cut off situations. I hope it will continue to be bright throughout this hour. Last Sunday we studied these two verses, 61, 62 of the 18th chapter. God is present in the heart of all. That is a very constant teaching in Vedanta. Not God far away, but nearest to the near, the self of ourself. So you can realize Him, you can experience the divine, and it is a power from Him that runs this universe. At a certain stage of human development, we are able to understand this truth. Not when we are young, full of physical and mental energy and vigor. We can't speak of God doing everything. But when the mind becomes more mature, we feel all work is done by Him, by His energy. We are only the instrument. Ame yantro, tumi yantri. Ramakrishna repeatedly said, I am the machine, the word mechanic. I do what you make me do. It is a very high stage of human awareness. Gita refers to this idea, Ishvara Sarvabhutanam, Hriddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. If that is so, the next sloka said, Tameva Sharanam Gaccha. Take refuge in that reality alone, Sarvabhavena, from every point of view. We have a will. What is this will for? We fight with the world. We try to establish our hegemony over this world with this will. And a time comes when we realize this will is meant to be surrendered to that supreme will. This thought comes not only in mystical literature of the world religions, even in literature, German, English and other literature, you find this idea. In the English poetry you find this wonderful statement, our wills are ours, we know not how. Our wills are ours to make them thine. That is a wonderful understanding, very mature understanding. We may not come to it when we are full of energy, trying to strengthen our ego, etc. But in a very ripe moment, mature state of mind, we will get this wonderful message to us. Not I, but thou. That is the last music in the whole Gita. You are studying at this stage of the Gita. Tameva sharanam gacchva sarvabhavena bharata tat prasadat param shantim sthanam prapsyasi shashvatam. Through that grace alone you can achieve the highest. Therefore, surrender is the great word. This will be repeated a little more forcibly 2-3 shlokas later. We are entering into the next verse, 63, which actually is the conclusion of the actual Gita teaching. It says here, Itite jnanamatyatam. Krishna is telling Arjuna, I have now communicated to you jnanam. Actually means philosophy, wisdom. The English word philosophy also means wisdom. Sophia means wisdom. So I have communicated to you jnanam. That is the lamp of knowledge by which you can find your way. That's the nature of jnana. In ajnana, in ignorance, we commit blunder. In darkness, we fall into pits. If there is jnana or light, we don't fall into any pits. And so, what we seek is jnana, the light of knowledge. Jnana alokam, the light of knowledge. I have communicated to you this jnanam. Itite jnanam akyatam guhyat guhyataram maya. The profoundest of all profound knowledge I have communicated to you. Guhya, highly profound, deep. This is extremely deep, deeper than the deepest, as we say. Guhyat guhyataram maya vimrishyetat asheshena yathechasi tatha guru. Here comes the great teacher's mind. Arjuna, you have listened to all this. Try to think over what I said and decide for yourself your course of action. Yatha ichhasi tatha guru. The teacher doesn't dictate what you should do. Teacher can tell you what is right, what is wrong, what is true, what is false. Make your mind grasp these ideas. Then leave it to you to take your own decision. No compulsion is there. So that is real philosophy. No kind of sermonizing, forcing people to accept a particular code of conduct. Highly cultured people need only a little understanding of things. They know how to decide for themselves. Therefore, Krishna uses this wonderful expression, yathechasi tatha guru. As you think proper, you do. I don't ask you to do. I tell you what is right, what is wrong, what is true, what is false. This is my work. The rest is your work. So here you have the wonderful idea of teaching in the highest level of Indian cultural tradition. A teacher, first of all, will not teach unless somebody asks for it. Simple, gratis advice is not given in spiritual life. You must ask for it. You must seek it. Otherwise it has no value. So here you can see verse 63, and in verse 7 of the second chapter, you find its counterpart there. Arjuna asking Krishna, please give me some light, throw some light on my problem. I want your help, I want your guidance, I am your student. He says there, Karpanya doshopahata svabhavaha pruchhami tvam dharma sammudha chetaha. I have become confused as to what is my duty at this stage. Dharma sammudha cheta. Mind confused as to what is my dharma, what is my duty. Karpanya dosho abhagata svabhavaha. My mind has been completely broken down by narrow attachments and aversions. Karpanya dosha. And therefore, pruchhami tvam. I ask you, Krishna, for guidance in this matter. He said, having said this, pruchhami tvam. He said, what is really good for me? Please think about it and advise me. Yat shreyasyat nishchitam puruhitan me. What you think is good for me, decide it and tell me. Puruhitan me. Then comes the last word. Shishyasteham. I am your student, your disciple. Shadhimam tvam prapannam. Teach me, who has taken refuge in your superior wisdom. My wisdom is failing here. Your superior wisdom may help me. Please teach me. That is the beginning of the Gita teaching. Gita, it's earlier also, a few verses, first 6 verses are there, second chapter. And all the verses of the first chapter also is Gita. But actual teaching portion begins only from that 7th verse. Shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. A teacher opens the mouth when he or she finds a student prepared to accept, to listen to. Then only they will do. That's why in all Indian spiritual tradition, when you go to a teacher, he doesn't talk to you about these great matters. Unless you are serious about it, you put a question and wait for an answer. He will talk about the weather. How is the weather going on? What is this? What is that? That's all. Unless you are serious about it. Nachiketa asked Yama in the Kathopanishad. Then Yama gave a beautiful discourse, which even today we study after all these thousands of years. So also in many other books, Buddha's teachings, when the disciples sat there, he asked the question and the answers come. So also in many other sections of our spiritual tradition. So first ask and it shall be given. What did Jesus say? Ask and it shall be given. Seek and you shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. Ask, seek and knock. That is our part. It is for the teacher to give and to open the door, to help us to open the door. This is how In all spiritual tradition, where there is a seeking and a realization, you find this tradition. Unless that student asks for the message, teacher is not going to give. Just like somebody is going on the road, come, I want to give you a message. Yes, he will listen and go away, and you think I have done the teaching. There's no meaning at all. Very cheap. So, first, see the student seeks it. He or she will make use of it. Mind is serious, mind is receptive. The soil is receptive. Then you put the seed, then the plants will grow and flourish. So that teaching you can see in the whole of this Gita field of communication of knowledge. 7th shloka in the 2nd chapter, 63rd shloka in the 18th chapter. Iti te jnanam akhyātam. Thus I have communicated to you whatever wisdom I had. By studying your various problems, I have come to a little understanding of your problem and the solution. I have communicated the same to you. Now it is for you to act upon it. Yathechasi tatha guru. As you think proper, as you desirest, you do what you think proper. Now that is a wonderful way of putting the responsibilities on the student, not on the teacher. Shastram, Shankara says in this commentary on the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, that is a great Upanishad, masterly Upanishad. And Shankara's commentary is simply masterly. There teacher Shankara says, Shastram jnapakam, natu karakam. Shastra is only informative, not forcing you to do, not karakam. Here is the truth. You try to live it according to your own inclination. Shastra gives you what is true, what is right, what is good, etc. The impulse to do it comes from you. It is for you to do. Therefore he said, Shastram jnapakam, natu karakam. Modern science will say, this is the nature of health. Such foods will give you health, such foods will not give you health. That is jnapakam. But science doesn't force you to take that food or this food. It is up to you. So all knowledge is jnapakam only. Information. To give you knowledge about a subject. Then your impulse will convert it into action. Good, bad, indifferent. It all depends upon your own mental state. So here Krishna gives that freedom to the student to deal with the communicated knowledge in the way the student desires or thinks proper. That is the meaning of this great verse 63. Yathechasi tatha guru. Then he continues, Sarva gukhyatamam bhuya shrunume paramam vachaha. After all this, he says, now the supremest mystery or truth I am communicating to you. Sarva gukhyatamam. Till now it is taram. Taram means comparative. Tamam means superlative. Gukhyatamam means supremely mysterious or profound. Shrunume vachanam is a paramam vachaha. My supreme word. Listen to me now. I am communicating to you what is profoundest. That is the last utterance here. Ishtosime, he says, Dridhamiti, tato vakshyamite akhitam. You are dear to me, and therefore you are able to understand this. I am speaking what is good for you. Tava hitam, what is really to your welfare. In the Katha Upanishad, there is a distinction made between what is pleasant and what is beneficial. Everything that is pleasant may not be beneficial. So there is a difference between what is hitam and what is priya. So this is called hitam. Preya and shreya. Two words are there. Shreya means what will lead you to high development in your life. The other is what is pleasant, what is attractive, what is stimulating, what is scintillating, etc. So never run after what is preya, but run after what is shreya, what is eventually beneficial to you. Here also the word hita is used. What is hita means what is to your ultimate welfare. That's what I am telling you. I am interested in you. Drishtosime, dridhamati, because you are dearly beloved of all for me, and therefore will I speak what is good for you. That is the supreme statement now coming in the next verse. Two verses are there on this question. Manmana bhava, mad bhakto, madhyaji, mam namaskuru, mame veshyasi satyam te, pratijane, priyosime. God himself is speaking to man, a beautiful dialogue of God with man. That is the Gita. Bhagavad Gita, song of God, song celestial, that is, as it is put in English. So, from that point of view, you have to understand this sloka. Manmana bhava, let your mind be yoked to me. Manmana bhava. Your mind is yoked to the Lord himself. Mad bhakto, become my devotee. Pure object of love is the Lord himself. Everything else is secondary. This is primary. Mad bhakto, mad yaji, whatever sacrifices and rites you do, keep me as the supreme goal. You may do to Ganesha or some other deity, but never forget there is one divine behind all these different manifestations. Madhyaji, Mam Namaskuru, salute me. Just like a child saluting a father or mother. Similarly, we salute the supreme divine force in the world, God himself. Mameva eshyasi, then you will achieve me only. You will attain to me only. Satyam te pratijane, I make this promise to you, this language. Satyam te pratijane. Why? Priyosime, you are dear to me. I am not here to misguide you. I am your friend. The friend is defined in English as one who will do only what is good for you. What is your welfare? He will take away with a little bit of a cloth all the dust that is on your body without giving you any pain and do only what is good for you. That is the definition of a friend. And so Krishna says, you are very dear to me. So I will tell you only what is really good to you. That stage has come. Manmana bhava, mad bhakto, madhyaji, mam namaskuru, mameva eshyasi. He says, satyam te pratijane, priyosime. I promise you the truth. I am telling the truth, he says. It will be good for you. You are dear to me. Now listen to me. This is what he said, preliminary. And the next sloka is the final, the resounding conclusion of all this kind of teaching. When you become ripe enough to understand this last teaching, then that teaching has a tremendous significance. If you had told this in the second chapter, we would not have understood it at all. We have to build up our manhood, our strength, our character, and then we can listen to this and understand it. Having said, become strong, become full of energy. All this is told first. Finally, renounce all that and give it to me. It's all mine. You are nothing. Yes, okay, I give you. That strength you get only at that stage. You don't have the strength in the early stages. Though the strength that makes you surrender is a superior strength. We build up that strength in the course of all our struggle in this world to find a place for our own existence. That is the earlier struggle. It's consummate in this final struggle. Take away all I from there. Everything remains, only I has gone away. Only thou remains that way. So last sloka he will say now. It is called Charama Shloka, the final, ultimate wisdom of spiritual life. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. Sarva dharman parityajya, renouncing all dharmas. Mam ekam sharanam raja. Take refuge in me, one single reality called me. Take refuge in him, in that supreme truth. Aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. I shall save you from all papas, even punyas also. Both are included here. All these relative attitudes will all be transcended in this supreme act of self-surrender or self-surrender, yes. This is what I am telling you. Don't grieve. Ma shuchaha. have no cause for grieving, sorrow or any such thing. Ma shuchaha. That is also added to this kind of an assurance. Sarva dharman parityajya. Shankara will say dharma means dharma, adharma. These dualities of life, both are to be transcended. Ramakrishna speaks of dealing with dharma and adharma. Dharma is needed to get rid of adharma. And so we destroy adharma. Then dharma also we throw away. That is what we do. He gives the example of a thorn sticking to your feet. You take another thorn, remove the first thorn, and throw the second also away. His work is over. So dharma is there to overcome adharma. And you throw dharma also away. In the highest realization, no distinction of dharma attitude. We don't live in that plane of duality. We live in the plane of pure spiritual awareness. So sarva dharman parityajya. Mam ekam. From him the world has come. We return back to him. For the world it will take millions of years. But you and I can achieve it just at this very moment. It is a spiritual realization of complete surrender to the divine. From the one, the world has come. Into the one, the world in me is now merging. We realize our own infinite oneness with that supreme reality. You know that the whole world has come from Brahman. It will go back to Brahman at the time of dissolution. That is ages and ages later. But in spiritual life, you attain now what the cosmos takes millions of years. That is through knowledge. The knowledge is everything is Brahman. Nothing but Brahman is there. So I realize that truth. And so my pralaya has already come. The whole world I have resolved into the divine. There is nothing separate here. Wherever I look, I see nothing but the divine. His presence everywhere. That kind of flood of illumination. A jnani of this nature has a flood of illumination. In the beginning our illumination is only a lantern or a torchlight, just a little patchwork of light you will get there. But this is a tremendous illumination, full of illumination all round. That is called realization of that primordial ultimate reality. In this very life, all separateness vanishes there. So dharma, adharma, both are thrown away. In the early stages, we seek dharma to overcome adharma. We are very particular about it. But in the last stage, these two will go away. Both the thorns are thrown away, as Sri Ramakrishna would say. Sarva dharma and parityajya. Mam ekam sharanam raja. The word is sharanam. How many times we utter this word, sharanam, in our bhajans and all that. The truth is that. So and so is sharanam. Swamiye sharanam. The Ayyappa devotees will say, Swamiye sharanam. I take refuge in the Swami. It's a wonderful idea. Shiva, I take refuge in him. According to the conception of the divine that you have, you repeat, I take refuge in that aspect of the divine. The Christian does it, the Muslim does it, the Buddhist does it. Dharmam sharanam gacchami, Buddham sharanam gacchami, Sangham sharanam gacchami. Every Buddhist becomes a Buddhist by saying this. So in all this literature, there is such a thing as the individual soul finding his or her consummation in that supreme reality. That stage has come in this part of the Gita. We have finished our struggles. We have become ripe enough to undertake this final step in spiritual life. I have got enough strength to take away all my individuality strength from me. Only the Lord alone is. And I often repeat that idea. If to earn money, you need great strength. To renounce money, you need greater strength. To develop character strength, you need a lot of energy. But to renounce all this I, at the feet of the divine, you need supreme energy. That's called the greatest strength. Surrender here is the fruit of supreme strength. In normal life, we don't see surrender of that nature. When I am weak, I surrender. In any battle, when you are strong, you never surrender. You will surrender only when you are weak. Whole armies will surrender, like Pakistani army in Dhaka, surrendering completely, no way at all. That is in normal human life. In spiritual life, you surrender only when you are supremely strong. It is not a surrender of the weak, but surrender of the strong. What a beautiful idea. A man like Vivekananda, tremendous strength, tremendous intellectual vigor, wonderful work he has done east and west. But when he spoke in Madras on the sages of India, he ended by saying, I present before you the last of the sages of India, Sri Ramakrishna. Whatever I have said, if it has done any good to anybody, it belongs to him, not to me. Whatever is bad alone has come from me. That kind of surrender is something extraordinary, coming from not weakness but strength. Fullness makes for surrender. Emptiness cannot make for surrender. So this is the wonderful idea. You must remember, when you use the word surrender, surrender is always bad in human life. Why do you surrender? Fight your way, we say, in normal life. Quite correct, true. But at this stage in spiritual life, that is the supreme word. Surrender, surrender, surrender. Not I, but thou, thy will be done. That is a supreme word of spiritual life. So Krishna sings that note in his great music of the Gita at this stage. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Tagore, in his Gitanjali, refers to the prayer for strength in a series of lines. Give me the strength never to disown the poor or bend my knees before insolent might. So many such beautiful words come. Give me the strength to lift my mind high above daily trifles. These are all beautiful words in the Gitanjali. And the last line is beautiful. And give me the strength to surrender my strength to thy will with love. That is the superior strength. How much strength you need to surrender like this. That's why it is so different from ordinary. He has done east and west. But when he spoke in Madras on the sages of India, he ended by saying, I present before you the last of the sages of India, Sri Ramakrishna. Whatever I have said, if it has done any good to anybody, it belongs to him, not to me. Whatever is bad alone has come from me. That kind of surrender is something extraordinary, coming from not weakness but strength. Fullness makes for surrender. Emptiness cannot make for surrender. So this is the wonderful idea. You must remember, when you use the word surrender, surrender is always bad in human life. Why do you surrender? Fight your way, we say, in normal life. Quite correct, true. But at this stage in spiritual life, that is the supreme word. Surrender, surrender, surrender. Not I, but thou, thy will be done. That is the supreme word of spiritual life. So Krishna sings that note in his great music of the Gita at this stage. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Tagore, in his Gitanjali, refers to the prayer for strength in a series of lines. Give me the strength never to disown the poor or bend my knees before insolent might. So many such beautiful words come. Give me the strength to lift my mind high above daily trifles. These are all beautiful words in the Gitanjali. And the last line is beautiful. And give me the strength to surrender my strength to thy will with love. That is the superior strength. How much strength you need to surrender like this. That's why it is so different from ordinary worldly experience. Something profound in spiritual life. Some of the greatest saints and sages, at the last moment, when they were fully strong, they surrendered everything to the highest. Not I, but thou. That language you will find again and again. Our wills are ours. We know not how. Our wills are ours to make them thine, as the poet puts it in English. That is the stage in which we have come in this book. And Krishna is telling Arjuna to take that wonderful step. The I has gone away. The Lord alone is. Therefore, aham tva sarvapabebhyo mokshayishyami. I shall save you from all evil, from all sin. Ma shuchaha. Have no more grief. Arjuna had plenty of grief at the beginning, in the end of the first chapter. Grief and delusion afflicted Arjuna's mind. And all of us have many occasions of grief and delusion. Sometimes a creative type of grief and delusion will possess us. That will take us to higher life. Not every time, but sometimes it happens. A particular grief, a particular delusion makes us search for higher values, and then our new life begins there. So Krishna says, Arjuna, who had all this grief till now you can give up your grief. I am here to protect you from all this. Ma shuchaha. Have no more grief hereafter. Be peaceful, at peace, with a peaceful mind. Look to your work, your own responsibilities. Live your life as you used to do, but with a new wisdom behind that life. Philosophy is what imparts wisdom to human life. Not this academic or textbook philosophy, but a deeper vision of truth is what gives philosophy its high value. With that philosophy, you can find your way in life, like a light. Throwing light on your path is the way to go. This idea has been repeatedly expressed in our literature. The Srimad Bhagavatam, one of the greatest books on bhakti in any literature in the world, describes the help that a devotee gets in spiritual life as a lamp to light his way towards the divine. Adhyatma Deepam, the spiritual lamp, that is how it is described. The whole of Bhagavatam is Adhyatma Deepam, lit by a great sage, Shuka, the son of Vyasa. So the whole of that Bhagavatam contains that lamp, light unto our soul, lamp unto our feet. Our feet need lamp here, soul needs light there. Both these are given in a spiritual teaching. Bhagavata is compared to that Adhyatma Deepam, Yasvanabhavam, Akhilashrutisharamekam, Adhyatma Deepam, Atititirsatam Tamondham, Samsarinam, Karunayaha, Purana Guhyam. This great Purana, the profound Shastra, the Bhagavatam, was conveyed by a great sage known as Shuka. How did he get it? From his own experience. Yasvanabhavam. He experienced the truth, what he is communicating here. Yasvanabhavam. Akhila Shrutisaram. The essence of all the Shrutis. Akhila Shrutisaram. Ekam. Adhyatma Deepam. One single spiritual lamp is created by his experiences. He is now offering it to whom? Samsarinam. Those who live in samsara. They see darkness, they see grief, they see delusion afflicting human life. They are in search of a lamp to find their way. Samsarinam. He calls them, come on, I'll give you a lamp by which you can find your way. Samsarinam. What was his motive? Karunayavaha, out of pure compassion. Not for making any money out of it, out of pure compassion. Karunayavaha, Purana Guhyam, the supreme Purana. Tam Vyasasunam Upayami, Gurum Muninam. This teacher of sages, that is Shuka, the son of Vyasa, I take refuge in him, says that shloka in the Bhagavatam, the very beginning of the book itself. So Yasvanabhavam, religious teaching will be valuable only if it comes from experience, not from academic pursuit. That has a value, but not in this field. Here only experience alone is the value. So, Yasvanubhavam Akhila Shrutisara Ekam. Whatever Shruti teaches is the product of experience. You can also experience it again in your life. So Shruti only confirms your own experience, or your experience confirms what the Shruti says. Therefore, we don't depend on the Shruti. We depend upon experience, take the help of the Shruti to achieve the experience. So, this is how Krishna has built up this lamp, jnana, offering to people, here is a light, use it. But who wants it? Those who are not happy with darkness. Those who are happy with darkness, they don't seek for light at all. They are happy to be in the dark. We shall enjoy it here. Those people won't ask for light. But we are living darkness but we are not happy with it. We want some light. Give us light, give us light. The struggle for light then comes. What kind of light? You can have a torchlight, you can have very strong bulbs in your room, plenty of light. These are lights of no use here. Light of the soul, which is jnanam. Jnana alone can give you that pathfinding by which you will reach the end of your journey. So Krishna is giving that kind of a light to Arjuna, and through him to all of us. Arjunam nimitti kritya. When we studied Shankara's introduction to the Gita 2 years ago, this phrase came. Arjunam nimitti kritya. Arjuna was only the instrument. Krishna gave it to him, but as a means so that others will get it in course of time. That's what is happening today. Millions of people are getting that light which Krishna gave to Arjuna ages ago. Therefore, at this stage, he is giving us this supreme final message. Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarvapabebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. In early stages, if you depend upon God and everything, you surrender everything and nothing comes to you, no response comes to you, then you say, oh, there is no God at all. Just because I am not fit for that experience. It's no question of God doing everything you ask for as if He is a servant to do your bidding. That's not that. There is an intimate relationship with the Divine. That stage has not come to me. So better to depend upon myself, work hard, invoke His blessings, but I shall not entirely depend upon that. In this way we begin life. Now what we now listen to here is the final stage. Infinite strength has come. Now I can say, not I. I can knock away this very I, which has been strengthened all this time. That is the real state of mind. Pure spiritual realization. The river re-enters the sea, has become lost in the sea. You can still trace it here and there, but the river as such is no more there. The devotee enters into the divine. Manmana bhava, mad bhakto, madhyaji, mam namaskuru, mame veshyasya satyam te, pradijane, priyosime. He said, you are my dear one. So I promise to you, you will be perfectly okay. I wish to stress only this particular point, that surrender, which is not at all a desirable thing in normal life, becomes absolutely desirable at this stage of man's spiritual life. It is that surrender which is a surrender of strength, surrender of fullness. You have become full, you surrender the whole thing. This is how surrender becomes valuable, supremely significant. Krishna is asking Arjuna to follow that last step. In Ramanuja's commentary, this shloka is supremely significant. Sharanagati is a wonderful teaching for him. Sharanagati Gadya, he has written a book on Sharanagati, and the whole of Vaishnava movement is based upon this concept of Sharanagati. Hanuman has Sharanagati. Vibhishana took refuge at the feet of Rama. The Ramayana you will find all these things. And the Lord has said there, those who come and take refuge in me, I protect them, I save them. Rama's own words are there in the Ramayana. So also in Christian literature you will find plenty of this statement of the Divine, that I protect you, I save you from all sins, don't fear, don't fear. That fearlessness comes to you from that particular assurance of the Divine, which has been voiced here in this particular shloka. Now a few words are mentioned by Krishna. It's a profound subject, it's a jnana. Who can use it with profit? Those who are ripe for it. Everybody cannot understand its value. Those who are spiritual seekers, not at all satisfied with the humdrum life of every day, they alone can appreciate this teaching and benefit from this teaching. Giving it to others is waste of effort, meaningless. That is told in every spiritual tradition. Here also, Krishna refers to that in one or two verses. He said, idam te na tapaskaya. He says, this teaching should not be given to anyone who has not done any spiritual struggle, tapasya. Idam te na atapaskaya, na abhaktaya. He says, kadachana, never, not even as one who is not a devotee of the divine. Nacha shusrushave vachyam nacha mam yo abhyasuyati. This is never to be communicated to one who is devoid of austerities or devotion, not to one who does not render service, ashusrushave, not to one who cavils or criticizes sarcastically the divine. That such minds cannot profit from this teaching. Better not to communicate. It's only mental pain. When you communicate something, the man doesn't understand a word of it, you are only suffering in your mind. So in all teachings you will find this restriction given. Even in physical science, what's the use of teaching mathematics to some person who has no knowledge at all, no interest at all in the subject? You waste your energy, that is all. There must be some understanding and some desire to understand more. Then all the teaching can be given. In spiritual matters it is just the same. They say, idante na atapaskaya, with a little bit of austerity, self-control. This is needed to understand the truth above the sensory level. This is a truth about God which is above the sensory level. Unless you control the senses a little, you cannot understand His truth. Therefore, tapasya is called. Every effort to discipline the sensory man is tapas. In fact, all greatness comes only from tapas. We had occasion to deal with the word tapas earlier lectures. I have quoted from the Kathopanishad that all tapas proclaim the glory of the divine. Why do you do tapas? To achieve something higher. People do tapas only to achieve something better, better, better. A man is earning money. He works hard, not even have his food properly. That's called tapas. Without that tapas, he won't earn money. If he wants to be always going to clubs the whole day and night, how will he make money? Some tapas is needed. So also knowledge. You have to go to school, go to college, study, hear the lecture, go to the library, consult books. Mentally you have to do tapas. Then only you achieve knowledge. So everything in the world, everything worthwhile depends upon tapas. Tapas is the supreme means of human welfare, human development, human fulfillment according to the Upanishads. So that tapas has come earlier. A little tapas is needed to understand this great truth. A student who doesn't care for learning, doesn't care to read books, doesn't care to understand the lectures of the teacher, he lives a cozy, comfortable life. Can you teach him the Gita? He won't understand a word of it. You waste your own time, you waste his time also. So the atapaskaya, people who have no tapas, no austerity. Remember the word austerity. In that sense, what Shankara calls manasascha indriyanancha aikagrim tapauchyate. A wonderful passage in the Taittiriya Upanishad, Shankara's commentary, where the word tapas comes. Try to realize Brahman through tapas. That's the statement. Tapasa Brahma Vijijñāsasva. Tapo Brahmeti. Tapas is Brahman. The means and the end are the same. If you want Brahman, you pass through Brahman. Brahman is tapas. Brahman is the object of tapas. So there tapas is highly praised in that Upanishad. Commenting upon that word tapas, Shankara says, because we have many peculiar ideas about tapas, standing in the hot sun, sitting on a pike, all these are tapas for us. They're all meaningless, absolutely infertile. Real tapas is going to give you the definition. And he quotes from Yajnavalkya Smriti, a very profound verse. You can quote it in any university in this world. Everybody will look up to it. It's a wonderful definition. What does Yajnavalkya Smriti say? Says, Aikagriyam manasascha indriyanamcha aikagriyam paramam tapaha. The concentration of the energies of the senses and the mind is called tapas. All achievements come to you through that concentration. The sensory energy are scattered about. I concentrate them. Then I achieve success. Mind's energy is scattered. I concentrate them. Then I achieve success to make money, to get knowledge, to take a degree, to do great work in society. to achieve political elevation. All this comes through tapas, by hard work, intelligent, hard work. So, manasascha, indriyanam cha, aikagryam, tapochyate, tachreyas sarvadharmanam, satharma paramasmritaha. That is the supreme dharma by which you concentrate the energies given to you in the body and the senses and the mind and impact upon the problems in front of you. You succeed, you grow, you develop. That is called tapas. In every department, tapas has a tremendous part to play. No greatness without having tapas behind it. Any type of greatness, worldly greatness, moral greatness, artistic greatness, scientific greatness, and spiritual greatness. Behind all that greatness, tapas is there. That we have seen so much in history, whether it is Western history, our own history. All the great people in history had done a lot of tapas. How much of greatness came to Britain during the 16th to 18th, 19th centuries? How? Through hard tapas. In the universities, in colleges, research institutions, industrial undertakings, everywhere. Hard work, concentrated work people did. Therefore they built up their culture and civilization. America did the same thing, tremendous hard work. Indian sages and people did it earlier. They built up a wonderful civilization here. It is only after independence we have forgotten the word tapas from every department of life except one's own making money by every crooky means possible. That's all what we have understood now. That tapas must come back. Our education will become wonderful when the tapas enters into it. Our politics will become wonderful when tapas enters into it. Today only take a flag and go around, throw some stones, you become a political leader. No difficulty at all. That tapas is not there. And so, Gita has a profound philosophy of life, can be appreciated only by those who have entered that phase of tapas. Some training of the sensory and mental energy is being undertaken. Then he looks up to the Gita, says, he will get some blessing, some message from this great book. Na atapaskaya. So don't communicate this to one who has done no such tapas. Idante na atapaskaya. Tapaskaya means a doer of tapas. Atapaskaya, one who has done no tapas at all. A jolly good fellow. What will he understand of the Gita? Na tapaskaya. Na abhaktaya. He has no sense of love inside. Ramakrishna asked one young man, do you love anybody? Father, mother, brother, sister, do you love anybody? I love nobody. Ramakrishna said, what a dry fellow you are. Love somebody in the world. That's very necessary. Even your wife you love well, your husband you love well. That's a wonderful thing. Have some love. We can expand it later on. You have no capital at all. What will come out of you? So he said, na bhaktaya, a little love of God. Just a little, doesn't matter. We will make it bigger. But have something. Something other than your little ego. Love something else. That's a wonderful idea. All expansion comes from that wonderful development. Love something other than yourself. Self-love we all have. Even a little child, how full of self-love it is. Love something other than yourself. Then that love can be multiplied, made infinite, and this stage of bhakti can come out of that. And so, bhakti yoga is meant for people who have one little ounce of love in their hearts. Even worldly love doesn't matter. So in the 11th book of the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is that verse which says that even if you have a little worldly love in your life, you can become a devotee later on. We will turn that love in the higher direction. You have the capital, we only invest it in a better way. But you have no capital, what can you do? So, Bhakti Yoga is meant for those who have a little vairagya, not much, a little love, not much, essentially worldly, but they can achieve the highest through the path of bhakti. So, in the Bhagavata it was said like that, neither too much, not too little, but a little is there. Something to build upon, just like when you make any kind of crystal in chemistry, you put a minor small piece put it into a saturated solution. Slowly that crystal builds up, crystal builds up. Similarly in bhakti, a little love is there, round which you go on building up a greater and greater love. But that capital must be there. So, na abhaktaya, who doesn't have it, don't taste this, only because it is waste. Waste of his money, his time, your time. Na abhaktaya kadachana. Nacha ashusrushave, the spirit of service. Arrogant people cannot understand this philosophy. A little spirit of service. I am here to help you. I am here to serve you. What a beautiful attitude of mind. Something more than yourself. Unless we build ourselves above ourselves, how poor a thing is man, sang the English poet Wordsworth. Build above your given individuality, a higher individuality, a larger self. That is something great for man. So he says, Ashashrusave, we have not started building that higher personality on the given individuality. I still am the level of ego, I. No Gita can be appreciated by such a mind. A little spirit of service has come. I want to love people, I want to serve people. I want to go beyond my limitation of this ego, an expansive attitude, the beginning of it. So, na ashusrushave vakyam. Similarly, nachamam yo abhyasuyati. Those who sarcastically remark about higher values, including God himself. God is the supreme higher value, but even other values also are there. A man can be sarcastic about those also. That kind of a cynical mind cannot understand the truth at all. So, better not to communicate it to such a person. The cynical mind is a dead mind, absolutely uncreative. So, anasuyave means who has no such kind of cynical mind. Nacha abhyasuyati. Those who cynically remark about higher values, don't communicate this teaching to them, says Krishna here. Then, ya idam paramam guhyam mat bhakteshu abhidhasyati bhakti mai param kritva mameva eshyati asamshayaha. Perfectly true, he says. Ya idam paramam guhyam. This supremely profound teaching, this great mystery. Guhyam is translated as mystery, not something as misty, but something deep. Therefore it is mystery. The English word mystery is close to the word English mist. Such a mystical means full of mist. Not at all. Absolutely clear. Max Muller clarifies this word, mystery and mist. Don't consider the profound mysteries of religion are misty. Here, unclear things are made clearer. That's called religion. And not unclear things are made still more unclear. That is misty. So this is not misty in that sense. This is a profound truth, therefore mystical. And it makes things clear in that particular level. So he uses the word guhyam, paramam guhyam. Mat bhakteshu abhidhasyati. Those who communicate this message among my devotees, who have, as he said, a little love in the heart for something higher than merely organic existence. Mat bhakteshu abhidhasyati. Bhakti mai param kritva. They develop great bhakti towards me. Mameva eshyasi asamshayaha eshyati. They attain to me finally. There is no doubt about it. This is the way of bhakti development. A bhakta is a devotee who deals with other devotees through bhakti. He enhances their bhakti. He enhances his own bhakti as well. In this way, there is a beautiful intercommunication between devotee and devotee. A common language they understand. Not language of the tongue, but language of the soul. That is bhakti. Lovers understand the language of love. How can a dry mind can understand the language of love? They can't understand it at all. So bhaktas can understand this wonderful language, pure love, pure bhakti. Bhakti mai param kritva. Begin with ordinary bhakti, finally you will reach parabhakti, supreme devotion. Krishna has discussed this earlier chapters, various stages of bhakti. Bhakti mai param kritva, mameva eshyati. They come unto me only, na samshayaha. There is no doubt on this question. That is how Krishna is summing up the whole teaching, how it must be communicated in the world. Some more beautiful ideas on this subject of communication will come to us through one or two remaining verses. It's a beautiful idea. Truth needs communication. How to communicate this truth? We are all dealing with the subject of communication today. Information, communication. This civilization is full of problems relating to these subjects. In the world of religion, also there was this wonderful problem. How to communicate religion from A to B, B to C. What is the impulse behind that communication? We shall deal with it next Sunday when we meet here. These are wonderful ideas coming at the end of this great book. We shall spend a minute in silence, then disperse.